Has been a long break that when we were going on with the submission of the petitioners and hearing the county government and the first choice recruitment agency, there is an activity that made us to halt the exercise, that is vetting of our CEOs, and today we are reverting back to our noble duty that this committee was constituted for. I want to take this opportunity to welcome all of you. Mr. Cornelius from Max Global. I can see that in the gallery we have our other visitors. I remember seeing their faces during the petition submission. Therefore, honorable members, without much ado, allow us to begin today's session, and we shall start with a word of prayer. After that, we are going to have a round of introduction, starting with honorable members, and finally our visitors as we proceed. If that is in order, allow me to lead with a word of prayer. Shall we pray? Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of the society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessing descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and a faithful a manner, as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our county, and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. And we all say, as I started, I say welcome back, honorable members. Remember that we have a noble duty to give the petitioners our findings. Our days are coming to an end, and we received a request from the representative of Max Global, that is Mr. Cornelius, that he would like to give his submission to this committee before we end our session, and therefore it's only prudent for us to take this morning session so that we can engage Mr. Cornelius. Therefore, honorable members, I would like us to introduce ourselves so that our visitor can get to know you, and we start with my far right, Honorable Shah.
Thank you. I'm David Piwat Ketany, representing Serkoit's ward, and a member of this committee. Thank you.
Morning, everybody. I'm Honorable Thomas Yego, representing Tarakwa, member to this committee. Welcome.
My name is Moses Kebenei, MCA Simat Kapsaret Ward, and also member to the committee.
Good morning, everyone. I am Sarah Malel, the Deputy Speaker, MCA representing Kimumu, and a member to this committee.
Morning, Hall.
Morning to you.
I'm Honorable Isaac Samoe, Deputy Majority Leader, MCA Kapsaus, and a member of this committee.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm David Tarus Butuk, MCA representing Kapkures, a friend to the committee.
Thank you, friend.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning to you.
My name is Julius Songok, MCA representing Tuluit Tuyat, Majority Whip, and a friend to this committee.
Karibu.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Honorable Sarah Abdi, friend to this committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Our secretariat, you can introduce yourself as we welcome our chair. Karibu Chair.
Thomas Albey, Sajinata.
I'm Victor Birgen, Committee Clerk.
My name is Michelle Saina, I'm the Legal Counsel.
I'm Kelvin Wibanda, Committee Clerk.
Thank you. My name is Honorable Francis Muyamwangi, the Deputy Chair to this Ad-Hoc Committee, a member representing Langas Ward, and the leader of minority in this assembly. Take this opportunity to ask our chair to introduce himself as he joins us. Karibu.
Thank you so much, Honorable Francis. My name is Gilbert Chepkonga, Chair to this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Karibu Sana Chair. I knew you were handling other issues, and feel welcome. Sir, I'll take this opportunity to pass a mic to you so that you can introduce yourself. Karibu.
Honorable members, my name is Cornelius Kiplagat. I represent Max Global as a CEO. Pleasure to be here this morning.
Thank you, Cornelius. Feel welcomed. We received your request to appear before this committee so that you can shed some light. This is an ad hoc committee that was created by this assembly by the wisdom, because of the wisdom of the leadership of this assembly, after we received a petition concerning the worsening issue, overseas education. They are calling it scholarship, and it happened that Finland was the starting point. We have listened to the petitioners. They have issues over what they came to know and understand about the program that was led. They understood that it was led by the leadership of Housing Issue, county government. And we are briefly to information that Max Global played a very big role in making sure that the first cohort went to Finland, and therefore, as a committee, when we received, or we heard that you are ready to appear in this committee so that you can shed some light through the wisdom of our chair, we saw it wise for you to give you this time so that you can shed relevant information to this committee, because we are about to go and write a comprehensive report of what we have heard from both the petitioners and the officers from the county government and everybody whom we saw it wise to invite, including even the bank that opened an account for the same program. Therefore, Mr. Cornelius, feel welcomed. We are here just as an assembly. Our work is over as a role, and because of the petition and questions that are there, would like to shed light of what happened, what is the real position, and maybe to be specific about Max Global. We are privy to information that county government engaged two agencies, that is Max Global and Skilldorf agencies, basically to look for schools and do the connection. Therefore, would like to hear from you exactly what was your role, and in the said role, were you paid any agency fee either per student or per cohort? And so that because in our investigation we are privy to information that students were asked to pay agency fee. Therefore, would like you to shed some light so that, and up to what extent. Toward the end, we will ask you to even shed more light to this committee and even to our listeners, to the people, the great people of Uasin Gishu, because they know that this is an area that their students, because of the lack of employment in our country, they were seeing an opportunity of their student going to study at the same time work for their livelihood. But we have a mixed reaction of what is the take. Therefore, Bwana Cornelius, feel welcome. I will give it to Chair to add so that we can give it to you, because it is your submission you'd like to give to this committee, to what extent you linked the county government to various schools in Finland. Chair, do you have something to add?
Thank you so much, Mr. Cornelius and honorable members. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah. Before we go to Mr. Cornelius, it's also important that we set the mood. But before we go there, I think some little housekeeping. That mic has a button. You can bring it down to where you are, if it is okay. Yeah, it has a button so that you don't struggle so much in responding. So you will just press that button and then you use it. Immediately you are done with it, you switch it off so that another member will be able to utilize that space. Number two, Mr. Cornelius, we are here today under our invite that you help this committee unravel the entire situation where we are. Sorry. Then unravel this elephant in the room. So you are here to help us by giving us information to the best of your knowledge. Honorable members will ask questions if they feel that they need clarifications. And that is through interjections or through point of order or clarifications. We will ask you that you be free enough to tell us what you know about everything. Bwana Cornelius, we don't want to lead you in how you should package your submission. Maybe we'll just start by saying that you bring us to where we are. Who is this Max Global? What does it do? Where is it based? What's its mandate? What relationship do you have with Uasin Gishu County Government? So we can start there. Please welcome.
Honorable members, before I start, I think I could want to really appreciate your time and commitment to ensure this program has a sustainability and continuity for the benefit of our community. It has been a journey for all of us, and when I realized you are doing this particular assignment and hoping to adopt this discussion in this honorable house, I personally felt that this is a journey that we need to begin, all of us as a Kenyan community, both in executive arm of county government of Uasin Gishu and legislation arm. Now, Max Global is a company that focuses in 3 departments. The company. We have a department for agriculture, We also have a department for energy, and we have a department for socio-economic and industry development. And partly, as part of our responsibility, we have youth empowerment programs. Now, where we started this program, I'm actually part of the people that we co-found this program for Finland. And this discussion started way back in 2017. Where and how the program starts is, as a company, we've been focused to do industry revolutions in Africa under partnership of applied sciences universities in Finland and Tibet. So the issue of students just came as part and parcel of our conversation of our program or management of a portfolio in the company. And the program started in 2018 and started with Elgeyo Marakwet County after invitation of His Excellency Tolgos. Now, the reason why we had to invite county government of Elgeyo Marakwet County, of course, based on how they wanted to move fast, because we were hoping to any other county in Kenya. It was not really much necessary that it has to be starting from Elgeyo Marakwet County. When I made the school the first time, that is Tampere University of Applied Science, they were very specific on the angle they are taking as far as partnership is concerned. And because institutions in Finland are public, therefore it wanted a public partnership. So, and you know that before the student issue start, we had already have arrangement of working with university in general, mentioning East Africa countries, not even the county. So when this issue of the student came in, I invited Elgeyo Marakwet to come in, and they came purpose to negotiate this program as a county, not as Cornelius, not as Max Club. They negotiated this program, one, with all the institutions that we were working with. Number two, they also negotiated with the city where those students are domiciled. So therefore it means the county government came to negotiate an MOU with the city and another MOU with the university directly. The decision that was arrived based on agreement or agreeable terms between the county governments and the university, and an extension with the regional governments. So therefore, our demonstration of helping Kenyans to study and work in Finland was purely on a good heart. So therefore, when they sign their own MOU, the municipality of Iten and Tampere City and the universities and Iten is a separate agreement, and it stands its own way of managing and the governance between the county governments and the public institution in Finland. Number two,
Max Club, due to our general agreements that we have with institutions, and I want to mention institutions that we are working with, not all of them. We work with Tampere University of Applied Science under the same arrangement. We also work with Tampere Adult Education Center. We also work with Varaline Sports Institute. We also work with Uvascular, University of Applied Science. And finally, we have a very willing and support desk from Business Tampere, whose role is to host the interest of those institutions, and particularly those who are in Tampere. We also work with Amelina, University of Applied Science, focusing on our agricultural program. So those are particular universities that we work with. We don't work with any other institution in Finland. From Wasingishu County, we have 75 students in Tampere University of Applied Science. This is first cohort, degree nursing. The second cohort for degree nursing, and the third cohort, physiotherapy degree program. And from Wasingishu again, we have the first cohort of diploma nursing from Tampere Adult Education Center, and we have 10 students who came and pursued welding. And finally, we have students, 25 students in Uvascular, University of Applied Science, totaling to 136 students that came from Wasingishu County. Now, before we begin the journey of Wasingishu County, I remember where the conversation of Wasingishu came. And His Excellency, former governor of Wasingishu, called me. And he told me, Cornelius, I want you to help me arrange similar program with what we had with Elgeyo Marakwet County. And I told the governor, I'm going out. And I remember that time I was leaving the country. And he told me, fine, Cornelius, I'll give you one person who will going to work with you. And he gave me a person called the name Joseph Maritim. I told them where we will begin these programs is for you and the county government of Wasingishu visit Finland and negotiate your own programs. Governor came to Finland. His Excellency came to Finland, Excellency Mandago. He also came with a chair who was then understood for revolving fund, Dr. Joel Chelule. He came with Joseph Maritim, CEO Education. He came with Director for Education, Joel. And lastly, he came with somebody called Koros. When they arrived in Finland, and by the way, they came on 4th of August 2021. And they left on 18 August 2021. When they arrived in Finland, with my own goodwill ambassador, I picked them in the airport with my own car, fueled with my own money, drove them for at least almost 2 weeks. And we visited all the institutions, including Office of the Mayor. We even made sure that His Excellency Mandago was covered in the paper. just for community in Finland to feel appreciated on the effort that we are doing. On a lighter note, there were no any form of engagement that Max Global had with Uasin Gishu County. Nothing. I didn't, and we didn't discuss any obligation from Uasin Gishu. There were no term agency in our engagement. So therefore, this initiative was purely to help Kenyans. The agency fee that was stamped is not within my desk. And for your information, our general agreement that we have with university
through
does not.
Kindly, Bwana CEO. Yes. There's a statement I just want you to repeat, and something to do with the agency fee. Kindly repeat that statement.
I'm going there. So, for your information, our partnership with university does not allow us to subcontract or outsource any service on behalf of the university or any recruitment to any agency without the knowledge of public institutions in Finland. These are institutions that it is highly respected in the world. But for anybody to purport as if there is a special kind of partnership that is giving them any priority than the thinking and the proper governance within the university and the publics in general, supported by the Finnish government, is wrong. Therefore, we need to respect those institutions, and we need to accord the highest international governance that is ought to be respected. So therefore, where I sit, we don't have any form of agency fee. And we didn't call for, and we didn't request for. Lastly,
Mr. Cornelius.
Let me, Honorable Chair, let me finish.
Just one.
Yes,
just
yes,
one.
yes.
Your engagement with Uasin Gishu County was Cornelius and Uasin Gishu County, not Max Global versus Uasin Gishu County.
Yes, absolutely. In that extension, it can fall on the same effect.
Proceed.
Why? And I can explain. There is no an obligation for the company that is ought to have been requested by Gishu County and vice versa. What only happened when we had the delegation from Uasin Gishu County visiting Finland, and I drove them for almost 2 weeks. Out of the good heart that His Excellency Mandago saw, he actually told me, Cornelius, will find a way of, appreciating your effort. But I didn't ask. And I didn't follow. So, honorable members, this subject of agency fee is nullified from my desk. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Cornelius, thank you for being eloquent enough Perhaps I don't want to, or I just want to acknowledge that that is not the end of the story. Can you please, from your end, tell us how our students there are faring on?
Honorable members, when delegation visited from Finland last 2 weeks, or was it 3 weeks, they made a video on how the students are doing in Finland. And that video was shared by executive. Honorable Chair, is it okay if I request your office to request officially that executive, from the executive, that video, so that we'll be able to see how the students are faring well? But in general, our students, particularly the cohorts that we took, we don't have any serious issue. And I don't know whether this house have received any petition from the students and parents on any form of welfare, querying the welfare of the students. And where I sit, the far we've invested so much negotiating, having structures led by the institutions that we are working with. They are doing all what it can to make sure our students are happy. So therefore, Honorable Chair, I can confirm this house that our students are doing well, based on the facts, and you can call for those facts, either from university or the county.
Thank you so much. Mr. Cornelius, you have submitted to this committee that you drove the delegation from Uasin Gishu. You had them for 2 weeks. Did they succeed in their quest? And if so, yes, then are you privy to what they agreed with the systems in Finland?
Honorable Chair, I don't know whether you can reframe your questions because I need to get it well.
Okay, thank you so much. You said that you were with can I say the driver, for them for 2 weeks, and their business was to advance that agenda of taking our youths to Finland. The question is, were you part of the negotiating team? Did you form a team, an alliance? Uasin Gishu and Cornelius versus Finland?
Honorable Chair, thank you so much for that question. Honorable Chair, when you host His Excellency the Governor for Uasin Gishu County, he is mandated by the Constitution to give a final thinking and a conclusion on acceptance, fronting the interests, of course, for the people of Uasin Gishu County. The government of Uasin Gishu County has a governance, and the governance rests on the office of the governor. Equally, the governance of any institutions that we visit and the universities rests upon the decision for university. Even if I was the team, I can only call myself a facilitator. Because I'm not mandated by any law to make a decision on behalf of the university, and also to make a decision on behalf of the county. And honorable members, I think we are all in tandem on that.
Before I invite my deputy vice chair, the reason why I'm trying to connect Max Globo with the deal. You know, up to where we are now, we are yet to find Max Globo being active in this deal. We are discussing the deal. Uasin Gishu versus the systems there. Is it temporary or Finland? Universities and the mayor, this is the governance there. I'm trying to find the extent at which Max Globo was involved in drawing the deal. Now, you've told us that you were there as an individual, as a Kenyan who wanted prosperity for the welfare of people of Kenya. And you acted in goodwill to support the teams from Uasin Gishu County. When did Max Globo come in? Were you part of the deal? Or what you've said you were just a facilitator. We want to understand, for the sake of this honorable committee and the people of Uasin Gishu, how much were you involved in coming out or realizing this deal, so that when we are through with that, then we can ask the questions we have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair. Let me put it this way. When I started this conversation, I said we have partnership with university, or in general. In general. Therefore, our interest and that partnership that we have with university is Max Globo and the universities and institutions. Right? But in general, now, honorable members, I'm sure you're already acquainted on arrangement that you have with university as a county government of Uasin Gishu. And also let me believe that you are already requested for any form of documentation that is available between Uasin Gishu County and universities. And also let me extend this way. Those documents is assigning a specific role to Uasin Gishu County and also a specific role to university. So being there with that meeting is to the interest of the university. And of course, to the interest of our community, because I'm a Kenyan. Though where I sit is more of ensuring the program is run effectively, transparency, and more focus to ensure we have seamless governance and management of these programs. So my presence there is to advocate the best uncles of this noble idea. Clearly, that is my role. But staging myself in the legal framework that came up with Uasin Gishu County and universities is not there, honorable members.
Thank you so much. For the record, you don't have any formal agreement with Uasin Gishu County on the management of students abroad.
I don't have any document that is really obligating Max Global with Uasin Gishu County. Though, and also for the record, we are very keen, together with our partners being university, to ensure students from Uasin Gishu County is taken care of. At times, we do a lot. And an extension even with my family. A time we spend in the hospital when the students are sick. A time my car is picking them to the hospital and taking them when they have a problem. And for your information, I normally host students from Kenya. Every cohort, at least they should have a dinner in my place. Just to give them an idea where they are. Some of them are still young. Of course, they are all grown up. But I think it is also good to create an environment whereby it's friendly, so that I understand their need and closer to them for the purpose of better management of these programs. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. I will now open this session for members to ask the questions. And I will pick, let me start with my vice chair. And you do the listening, and you will respond. You will respond when the questions have been submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I've listened to the CEO of Max Global, Mr. Cornelius, and thank you for choosing to be here. And I will start from where you have left. That you have offered yourself as a big brother in making sure that our brothers and sisters have a safe landing in Finland, and at least they get to know how to go about. Thank you for that. But with that statement, because you said that you made sure that there is seamless engagement of between the institution and the student, and the program are running very smoothly. Though I don't have a written record, but I want to hear from you, because there are allegations, I call them allegations, that when our student went there, because of the language barrier, it became difficult for some to start one. For a case scenario, there was a nurse who was a nurse 15 years in Kenya, and she expecting in Finland because there were promises that there are opportunities for them to work, but she could not be absorbed in any institution, of course, because of the language barrier. There was no other meaningful work for her. I'm using that case scenario to support her. And mark you, this was a married woman, which led even for the husband requesting or asking him to come back from Finland, because it reached a point to sustain her there. It became very difficult. because of course we know in those countries you can support yourself there, but a person from Kenya to support a student there, it might be very costly. What can you say about this? Because it came to some point, there were allegations, even in the social media, that the work our student could only secure then, because there was economic recession in the whole world, was to pick, they were saying, picking bottles and the like. And that is a first world country. Can you clear the air of this? Because I started by saying these were allegations. 2, just note them. 2, the issue of studying program. There is one person who shed some light that because of the sponsorship program, in quotes, from the county government of Uasin Gishu, the students that went to Finland were disadvantaged compared to a private student who took him or herself without being assisted by the county government. How? It was said that a student who takes him or herself as a private sponsored student could be given more time to work compared to this student that is being sponsored, that they were given more hours to study, disadvantaging them from the time they are supposed to work. Can you clarify? 3, because of the language barrier, it's like a repetition of the first one. What are some of the works? Because it was a good idea. We know we have young men, young people in Kenya who are yearning to study and at the same time to get some employment. And it was an opportunity for them to go to Finland to study and at the same time work. What kind of some of the students, some of the works that are readily available for the student when they are going to Finland? Why am I asking this question? This is a program that has been publicized and has been given a good name. And as a committee, would like to address the petitioners, and at the same time, if it is a good baby, we try to give hope to the people of Kenya. Please, can you come out clear, having been there more than any other person? And finally, when we were doing our investigation, we got to understand that there is a difference between a student in Finland or a private sponsored student compared to that of the student who was sponsored by the county government of Uasin Gishu. How? It came out as if in Finland education is free. If you can get your way to take a student, he or she might be educated without paying a fee. But unlike our student, our cohorts, that after the Finnish government heard that this is a sponsorship program, they had to come up with invoices per cohort. And it's not fusion. Can you clarify? Because would like a common mwananchi to get to know this. Is it true or is just allegation that there are students who do not pay, but our students were disadvantaged by this so-called sponsorship program? If you can clarify that, I think I'll be good to go. Thank you, Chair.
Please respond to that so that we go to the next.
Thank you so much, Honorable Deputy Chair, for your questions. And I want to start this way. From the first question, I need to understand which program are you referring to. From your statement, certainly that is not our program. That is not our program. Remember, Uasin Gishu County, I said before, we have 136 students, but I think one of them came back because of his own personal issues. So we have 135 students. From this issue of promising job, it's not our sense. It's not in my sense. So I would want to request you, Honorable Deputy Chair, to clarify which program is this. Number two, tailor-made. Tailor-made programs in Finland is anchored on a separate law and structure. Single entry applications is also on a separate law. Every student in Finland are actually entitled to work 30 hours per week by law. So, honorable members, I could want to request this house, right, to check on the legal structure through executive, to look at a tailor-made program. And I believe these are some of the discussion the delegation from Uasin Gishu came and handled when they came to Finland. Question number 3, available jobs.
Continue.
If you check on an online, even now, you can just Google available jobs for students in Tampere. You'll see the numbers. Finnish system uses artificial intelligence to guide available programs. And all these programs we are doing is a need-based program. It means the program that has been advised through the industries to protect the students because there's availability of those jobs after the graduation. But on top of that, we have jobs available for students that are giving them 30 hours per week. Now, I think on education, free education is purely allegation. Free education are only available for citizens in Finland because they are the taxpayers. And that's why you find after our students graduate and they're able to prove that they're able to work, then after that, they sign a contract based on what they've studied. If they are a nurse, they can sign a contract as a nurse. And then the second, after that, if they renew the permit, they get graduated to a status citizen. It means they are now entitled for social benefits. Now, it also means if they now apply school on a single entry, they may benefit from those Finnish citizens. So, that is how the structure is. Now, I believe so much in this house, honorable members. And the professionalism that you've demonstrated, trying to get the details of this program, I equally request you to do further investigation. And in extension, we are willing to invite this house to visit Finland for facts-finding mission. Thank you.
Thank you. You had requested me to clarify on what? The first one? Thank you. You're concerned there is something that you did not or get at first. The issue of studying or the issue of job opportunity that our students were promised. It is through the petitioners that you know, there is a law that went on the social media, and I called the same as allegation. And my concern was, yes, every parent in Kenya who takes a student or a child abroad for studies, at the back of their mind they know that there is 30 hours, the way you have just stated, to study and at the same time work. And what you are being paid, as when it's converted to Kenyan money, we know it's good money. Therefore, a parent commit him or herself knowing that this child, if he or she is going to be committed, will not be a bother because they can be self-sustaining. But now there was a mix-up of this issue of somebody saying that, and you have clarified that they are given 30 hours, that the sponsorship program disadvantaged our student, that they were working, they say that in a week, they were studying more hours compared to other ordinary students. I wanted you clarify because that one did not come out clear, so that we can, and though you have invited us, you will invite us even to come to Finland, but from where you sit, can you clarify, is it true that those students that were under sponsorship program of Uasin Gishu government were given more time or allocated more time to study, then therefore disadvantaging them not to get the 30 hours? Can you clarify that? Thank you.
And of course, Honorable Deputy Chair, of course that is not true. But I want to put it this way. System in Finland are working to millimeter. Everything that is happening in Finland, it is properly governed. And that system, the way it is, there's no biasness. It is a question of maybe program for teaching, you know. All the students are anchored within the student program, and it's there by law. And they are the student. So, honorable members, it could be prudent enough to do facts-finding mission for the purpose.
Thank you. You are clear. Chair, there is what our legal have just tried to whisper to me. Allow me to give her mic for once so that she can ask, because we are doing... Thank you. I was concentrating with my questions. Thank you. You can repeat.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cornelius. So, you know, we have more students in Finland than 136, you are saying. And they come from Uasin Gishu. We were told here that our students in Finland, if I may use this word, chokora, that they are collecting beans, they are hanging, loitering around, hungry, sick. There is no proper medical interventions. At some point, it was said that they cannot access the hospitals there because they don't know how to speak Finnish. We were given a picture of struggling students to sustain their being there. And part of the reasons why the students, that picture came or was displayed to us, is that they don't have enough time to fend for themselves. They are not given enough time to fend for their basic needs. So I want you to handle one thing. And please limit yourself to the students whom you supported. You're saying 136. For the record, please, we want to know their welfare. And whether it is true that Kenyan students in Finland are struggling, are collecting beans, are feeding on leftovers to meet their daily health demand. And again, if it is true that their health needs have been compromised by the situations they are in. Thank you. Please come on that.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Now, I want to put it this way. And I'm going to answer your question in 3 parts. First part is legalities and the process of acquiring the Finnish permit. When you pay your tuition fee, you are also required to have 560 euros in your account before you travel. 560 euros per month times 12 is how much? Can you do the maths? 560 times 12? 12 is 12 months. 6720. So, therefore, before you travel to Finland, those who have at least gotten the permit at hand, they must have proven that they have that money in their account. Second part of it, if the accommodation is paid in advance for 12 months, then therefore you should be able to have 280 euros times 12. That is 3,360 euros at the student disposal for the use. And we assume that money is enough for that student for the whole year. Right? So, Honorable Chair, does it mean students from Wazingishu County do not have that money? And I beg and I also request this House to have clarity from the executive. Number 3, when the students are in Finland, they've been given 30 hours to work per week. And even indeed it is true that they are collecting bottles. Why I have several parents who want to take their second, third siblings. Because allegation is allegation. And the truth will remain the truth. So therefore, I request this House again to go for facts finding mission. And on a parting shot, His Excellency Mandago came to Finland and they met with a student from Marakwet County in my place for a dinner. And the students gave him very good report on how they are faring. So, with able leadership for Wazingishu County, Honorable Chair, that allegation is stable where? We will equally request this House to still shed a light on that allegation, because we need to find the problem where it is for us to solve, if there is. Thank you.
Just holding on that. Is it in your knowledge whether there was an insurance cover to support the students while in Finland?
Thank you for asking that question. When we started this program, for at least 106 students, my team were actually support desk for application for permits. And all the documentation was availed through the office of CEO, including the insurance. Other students that we do ourselves insurance, we ask the insurers to confirm the policy and perhaps check the policy number whether it can serve the purpose. But particular cohorts from Wasingishu, we are not in charge of the insurance.
Do you submit to this honorable committee that you are not aware whether there is any engagement between Wazingishu County and insurance companies on our students in Finland?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. You know, the awareness of any governance from insurance and many other things, we normally oversight. But you can only notice, that the insurance policy number does not serve the interest at that point where the call is needed. And for your information, we are always very keen to ensure that the insurance cover is within the required mandate and the scope. When we discovered such kind of issues, I had to request the school to include the insurance policy in the fees so that they do insurance from Finland to avoid further problems. Suddenly, of course, because of the nature of agreement that was existing, they may not include for the students that is existing now. But I think because there is a call for, I'm sure the school will not relent. The school will not relent. They will ensure that the insurance is working for the student. Thank you.
And please help us. Called ICEA Lion. This is the purported insurance company that is taking care of our students in Finland. And there is a lot of arguments that this is a local insurer here in Kenya. I just want to ask you maybe to contribute to that debate. Is it a local insurance based here in Kenya, or it can serve there in Finland?
I think, Honorable Chair, the details of insurance on any form of policy, I could really request this House to seek for clarification from insurance company. Because any insurance that is submitted on a attached document during the process of permit, it is legit, and therefore the detailed part of it. And it's not legit on the desk of Cornelius or Max Club. It's legit on the desk of approver. So therefore, anything that is within the parameters of the policy and the detailed part of it, I would want to comment anything that is not within my mandate, because I don't know the nature of the insurance.
Thank you so much. Why I raised this is so that you can help us. It is in this committee that a petitioner said that we had patients in Finland who could not get the services of the hospitals in Finland. One, because the insurance cover was not there. And two, they could not afford the medications there. In their submission, they said that they did a fundraiser to take care of those students. Are you aware of such happenings?
Of course, Honorable Chair, just know that in the policy, there is diseases that is not covered by insurance. I hope you are aware about that. It entirely depends on the case itself. But for your record, I had some delegation visited Finland some times back, and one of them got sick, and it was covered 100% by the insurance. Now, the details of the legalities of seeking grant of approval from the policy in terms of time, in terms of the disease, and many other things in between, is something that we have to handle this thing case by case, if that allegation is validated by this House. So I could request we have the detailed part of it. Then we'll be able to see the exact position. But as I said, the insurance policy for Singishu students, we don't know. We were not part of the people that manage the insurance structure for the students.
Thank you so much. Perhaps let me start with Honorable Yego, MCA Tarakwa Ward, and Kwampigo. Then I go to Honorable Isaac, MCA Caps House Ward. Let's handle the two of you. I hope it's one question each. If it is more than one question each, then I will ask that he responds after each member. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you for that. I want to know from Cornelius, that from your submission, it seems you played a role that I can term it purely linkages. You are linking. You will confirm to us about that. Secondly, 2 weeks you hosted the UG delegation, and within the 2 weeks, were you able to maybe access the MOU or the discussion, all that in the 2 weeks? Or your role was purely hosting? I want to know that, because it will help us, because the 2 weeks hosting and accessing all the institution, at least you can help us there. Finally, for the 2 weeks, you did a good job. And the governor then was actually touched. And if, I don't know, in fact, from your statement, he promised maybe to appreciate the good work that you did. I don't know whether he was to do it in his own capacity as an individual or on behalf of the delegation. And if there was any appreciation given to you, kindly confirm to this house, because we want to know so that it can help us. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Diego. You want to fertilize, because that is the word that is.
Yeah. I just want to fertilize.
We are almost owning it now as the house.
Thank you, Chair.
Please proceed.
Mine is just to fertilize what Mheshimiwa has said. Bwana CEO, thank you so much. I think you've opened up a lot of things. And just to fertilize on what Mheshimiwa was saying, was there, as the CEO of Max Global, was there any amount deposited to Max Global account from the county government of Uasin Gishu?
You can respond to that before I go to Honorable Isaac.
Thank you, honorable members, for that questions. Now, indeed, our role is to facilitate by only linking the two institutions to negotiate anything on their own terms. And I think I should say that that linkage normally ends once they have a sitting. Accessing MOU, of course I could access the MOU.
But
yes,
there is another part you said, you oversight.
Yes, the interest for university.
So that is?
Yes, but now, you see, now in issues to do with the entrance exam, ensuring the student get a permit, all those are now, activities that has been assigned, we have been assigned by the university, but not county.
Thank you.
Yeah. We can access MOU, but these documents, I think, is available in the office of the executives. And I tend to believe this house can access it. And I cannot transact information on behalf of Uasin Gishu County and on behalf of the university. I can only say where my mandate can, give me to convey a message. In terms of appreciation, when His Excellency mentioned that we'll find a way of appreciating, perhaps he might have seen the costs that I incurred during the travel, and also my time. And I remember when he came back, we didn't even follow and and ensure they appreciate us. It was just a gesture. They gave us 500,000, but that is not an agency fee. Nobody talked about anything like agency fee. At least that is on my record.
Maybe Chair, point of clarification.
Yes, Honorable Keitany.
I just wanted to get from him, was that 500, were you paid cash or maybe through your account?
I think through the account.
Through the, you think it is through the account or? I just wondered it.
Yes, certainly. It is through the account.
For your information, Chair, I think through the statement also we have a figure of 267,000.
Member, before you go there, so money is sent to Max Global to the tune of 500,000 Kenya shillings, I want to believe.
Yes.
And what do you call that money?
I think this is just that something that governor came up with.
Was there an invoice?
No, we didn't send an invoice. We didn't request. This was just a gesture.
And do you know where the source of that money was from?
No.
But you are happy you received the money?
Of course, we could have said no to the money. And I spent a lot of time in Finland traveling them and also, you know.
So you were paid for the services?
Not services. It was as a token of appreciation. Not services. And of course, I don't know the language that administration would have called it, right? But the truth be told, we didn't request anything. It was just a gesture.
So can you tell this committee where that money came from?
I don't. To be honest, the chair, you know.
So, you know, when the problem is that you are dealing with a farmer.
Chair, maybe I can.
I am order member, and I am limited to financial matters. But I thought, if I send money to your account or to the account of Max Global, then the money will say from Gilbert Chepkonga to Max Global. Now, in this case, 500,000 comes to your account from where? We want to know. Is it from Mr. Jackson Mandago or Mr. Maritim or from County Overseas something account, KCB?
I think that is something I will want to confirm, but probably that could have been the money from overseas. I'm not sure, but I think I can get that details as soon as now. If you need it, I can text. You see,
Mr. Cornelius, it is good, and we started well. We started well with you. To the extent at which you are telling this house that I don't know the narration of where that money came from, then we are starting.
No.
We are starting to see you differently.
No. Honorable Chair. And let me repeat. And for your record, if indeed we were asking any money from Wazingishu, I think we could have used the documents. We need to be true to ourselves and tell the community for Wazingishu County the truth. I said, very well, we receive a token of appreciation from the comment that His Excellency Mandago did. The operation part of it, we can even do by writing.
Fair enough.
Chair.
Honorable Now, Isaac.
Yes.
I hope your issue is different from what Honorable Yego has raised. And I want to prosecute Honorable Yego's issue to conclusion. Then I come to your issue. And in this, I want to welcome Honorable Gaitany, because I saw his hand is raised in alignment to what Honorable Yego's question was.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to get some clarification from the CEO on the issue of what he was paid. And the reason why I was asking, I wanted to know the mode of payment, was that I just wanted to know if this 267,000, which was paid through check number 297 on 5th July 2022, was part of that amount that he was saying, part of the appreciation. And I want to thank him because he started it very well, and he told us that His Excellency, our former governor, had said something like doing something or coming up with something like appreciation. So it's just a part of maybe getting some clarification. Otherwise, we don't have any issue.
And I'm actually equally very happy for you clarifying that issue. Because I was equally surprised that this allegation that came to this house that we were paid 30,000 per student.
Gaitany, I will come back to you.
So in short, Chair, maybe that it means this was not part of the agency fee. The one for 267 and the one that you are saying 500,000. I think that you have made it clear.
I said subject agents.
And maybe, Chair, you'll allow me to ask him a question related to that. And I think this one, Chair, we were told the other time that it's not all universities that, or maybe we were told that there are some universities whereby they were paying their agents. And Tampere University was among the ones that we were told. So, for your information, I think if you are dealing with Tampere University, then it means it is true. You are not supposed to be paid, because it's among the universities that we were told by those the other team that they were not they were paying their agent. So I just wanted to get some clarification to know if it is true you are getting some commission from the universities or not.
You see, I still want to repeat what I said before, and you have to put it in record, that the engagement that I have with universities, particularly universities that I've mentioned, maybe we'll have more in future. We were engaged on general. This issue of students or airlift or per agency or per students is not there. Even the name was an issue alone is not in that assignment that the university gave us. So therefore, your assessment is not subscribing to the nature of engagement that we have in university. So the agency part of it is not unfold. And I want to request honorable members, this house, to help us legislate the framework that is coming from institutions in Finland direct to Uasin County, so that it becomes a county government function. And in fact, from my understanding, this house from previous regime, the chair visited Finland. Though I was not the one hosting. So I expected
some clarification, Chair. Which house?
I mean, the previous regime. Maybe Chair can clarify.
This assembly, the second assembly, we have members who went to Finland.
We were part of the second assembly with your deputy chair and some of us here, but we were not in Finland.
They were individuals who were honorable members, but they were not dispatched by this assembly. It should be very clear. There was chair education, another honorable member representing youths, because he was chair of youth and sport at some point, but they were not dispatched by this assembly per se, but they went as a group with the governor. But there is nowhere the communication was made in this house that there are members who are representing us in that program. Thank you.
So when I think it is service enough to say that the governor's delegation, so that this house is separate with, is not enjoined in your assertion. You've told us of one maritime. Please allow me to say that is your friend. In his submission, he said that every student paid an agency fee of 30,000. And later, he amended it to say that for those students who went to Tampere University, they did not pay the 30,000. When we put him to task that now, where is that 30,000? It was a difficult question for him to handle. So please help this house. By telling us that there was no agency fee from Uasin Gishu that were advanced to your office, for the record, so that we know where we will stand the next time we proceed on. And that again, you are not off this hook. Please qualify the 500,000 you received from Uasin Gishu County, and this money which was sent to Max Global on 5th July 2022. Check number 297 to the tune of 267,559.0.5. You know, from the start, you told us that you've not benefited from Uasin Gishu in whatsoever. That was your submission. That you've only played the role of a facilitator, and that it was some form of a giving from your side, a duty to serve the people of Kenya where you were born, and that you were, there is no advancement whatsoever from Uasin Gishu as a direct benefit to you, individual, or to Max Global. So I want you to accommodate us in the 500,000 by telling us what was it for, number two, and this check of 267,000, and whether you would want now to retract your earlier statement that you do not benefit from Uasin Gishu.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair. I want to put it this way. If indeed we were forecast to benefit from Uasin Gishu County, I think before even governor or the delegation from Uasin Gishu County, the way you are putting it, through the office of the governor visited Finland, we could have discussed a commercial part of it. As a common phenomena in business, Honorable Chair, the truth angle and the truth be truth and the truth be yourself is equated to a common phenomenon in business is to sign an agreement and agree terms of engagement. When I fueled my car in Finland for 2 weeks, driving delegations and many other, including even my own time, I didn't ask anything. I didn't request Uasin Gishu County in form of writing. To give us any form of this term called agency fee. So, let it go in record. And let me repeat. Put it in record that our interest as a company is to serve and facilitate an engagement that we have been agreed upon by the institutions in general. So if it is in general part, honorable members, does it equate to call for anything that I hope to be benefited from Uasin Gishu County? And for your information, students from Uasin Gishu County, particularly nursing, vascular, and physiotherapy, they came, we taught them Finnish in our resource, and they didn't pay us. County did not pay us. And we have resources teaching those children, even now. Giving them a sort of Finnish language, climatizing the Finnish language before they travel. And we normally charge per student, and the county did not pay us. So the question is, where do this brand agency fee coming from? And yet they didn't pay even the service you provided for. Thank you.
Honorable Isaac, I just want to ask, because I see you are busy. Would you allow Honorable Gare to come before you?
No. I've been waiting for
Thank
this
you. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and your Vice Chair. I have around 4 questions to the CEO Max Global. And before even I make questions, I want to congratulate him for the position and even the input in this process. You have been candid enough, and as a Kenyan, in saying truth and not only truth. Number 1, in your own opinion, CEO Global, you said in your initial statement, the program started in Elgeyo Marakwet. Then subsequently, an interest came from Uasin Gishu County government by the then governor, the first governor of this county. In your own opinion and analysis, the program that you are really talking about, the way it was run in Elgeyo Marakwet and the way it has been run in Uasin Gishu County, how do you rate, in your opinion, the success, the failures, and the way forward? That is question number 1. Number 2, you have repeatedly more than 5 to 6 times that your agency didn't receive any amount of money in the say 30,000 per student as agency fee. Now, are you ready and willing as a CEO to swear an affidavit over the same? Because this is an assembly whereby rules are guided. For the benefit of the public and the petitioners and to the objectivity of this assembly, are you ready and willing to swear a sworn affidavit dissociating yourself and your agency, not even agency, your company, that you never received any amount of money? Number 3, yes, after swearing the affidavit and even by saying it plainly that you have not received anything, then what is your benefit as Mass Global? You have done a good work, yes, to this extent. What is your benefit? Lastly, the 4th question. Having received 500,000 shillings, maybe as appreciation or as token, am I wrong to say that somehow you receive the proceeds as a compromised? Maybe you receive it, the money that you don't know it came from, as a Kenyan and as a patriot Kenyan. Why didn't you ask and say, what is the purpose of this amount you have banked in my account? Why should I earn money that I don't know? I have not even worked for it. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. Honorable Mary Goretti, I hope it's one question. If there are many, then maybe I will give you the mic immediately after Isaac's issues have been handled. Is that okay? Together with Honorable Kimayo. Thank you so much. Mr. Cornelius, I'm calling you Mr. Cornelius because I was not there when the proper introductions were made, but I understand you are the CEO. So maybe I will, starting now onwards, give you your proper title. So, CEO, please respond to Honorable Isaac's questions.
Thank you, Chair. Through the Chair, Honorable Isaac, from the best knowledge and understand on how Elgeyo Marakwet County ran this program is that there is transparency. And in fact, the parents are part of the signatories to that account. And one parent actually is a treasury. So in terms of rate, I think I'm not a professional in statistics, but I insist to comment on that because the challenge is already on our heads and we need to clear as soon as possible. And we have had several meetings in Uasin Gishu County and we are requesting that they really move with speed and sort out the issue that is prevailing. In terms of swearing affidavit, I think you have a legal counsel here. You can bring it. I sign immediately. And on top of that, we are even hesitating. And as a company, let me put it this way. When I heard that statement first time, I called my legal guys because we were contemplating to sue the statement. But we said, for the interest of our program, let's not begin any other thing. First, let's forgive the failure, and I want this House, honorable members, to ensure that we have this program in a manner that is very transparent and clear to the points that is required by university. Lastly, Honorable member, what qualifies the precedence of benefiting precedes if you are not part of the team negotiating the precedes? For your information, on a lighter note on those precedes, most of the time, I have received so many cows and sheep from parents. They are calling me to come and collect, appreciating what we have done. What do you call that, Chair, Honorable Chair? Is it not qualified as the same? Does it mean we don't want to be receiving any presents from Uasin Gishu County for the hard work we are doing? Honorable Chair, I want you to help us understand whether by law the governor was not allowed to appreciate. Then I could certainly return all those money immediately. Effective tomorrow morning.
You know, Honorable Mr. CEO, we, as the Assembly, you are not a public officer. If you are a public officer, we would want to be more interested with the number of tokens you received from members of public, and by extension, the county government. But our focus here is the money in question. It is not on your side. A decision is made here that we want to pay Max Global a token of appreciation. It has to be minuted because it is our money. And that is why we are seriously looking for the narration. And you've told us you were given 500,000, which is not captured in the statement. Perhaps it's coming from the public covers, from the executive. But what we've captured from the statement is 267. You know, you've not told us that you received that money. Can you start by saying that you received? Then we will work on the other end.
Honorable Chair, and I want to pick your statement that you said I'm not part of that decision. Whatever the money was coming from, I'm not part of it. And I didn't sit anywhere or have a meeting with anybody deciding, now let's remove this money and give Max. That suddenly disqualify the president that Honorable Member mentioned. Extending my statement, when we receive a token of appreciation, you have touched somebody's heart. A token of appreciation. I think we need to divide a token of appreciation.
Order, CEO. Don't go there. We are not discussing the form and the format of appreciating somebody. We are not there. Our interest is the money that was contributed by the parents for the welfare of the students there. And a decision is made that you be paid. You know, swali ni rahisi sana. Did you receive this money, 267?
Yes.
Thank you. That's
I received.
And you received another 500?
No. Just 500. It came, I don't know how they split it, but it came as a 500. So why I received is, I don't know whether they decided to wire the other one and deposit the other one, I don't know. Maybe that is something to we need to really look into it. But what I want to tell you something, of course, before you continue.
Hang on there, so that we are seen as progressive. Are you telling this committee that the amount of money you've received from Uasin Gishu County is 500,000?
Yes.
Thank you.
Now,
what is that you wanted to add?
I want to add something. When the delegation visited Finland, even me, where I seated, I didn't know where this money was coming from parents. And in fact, they even talked to revolving fund. And that is, on an extension, we had even the chair for revolving fund. So the issue of parents is just now coming out.
On that point, through the chair, can it be clear, there is the chairman of revolving fund, Uasin Gishu, Dr. Chelule. He was among the delegation before the program started.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So he came to Finland?
Yes.
Thank you.
So therefore, the issue of parents giving the money, it just came the other day. So when we were receiving a token of appreciation, we saw maybe this is a governor's kitty.
Thank you. For your information now, you received a token of appreciation from proceeds of money that the farmer sold his land. Ameuza shamba yake, ametafuta 960. That is, I hope you are capturing where our pain is. That this money haikuwa kitu mpaka 500 unapewa bila written statement on why that money should be for. I'm not saying that you do not deserve, but we are questioning from our end. Kwa nini haikusemekana ya kwamba that perhaps maybe 30,000 times 160. You said 160.
136.
136. That is about 4 million.
Yes.
So kupewa 500 si mbaya. Si mbaya because maybe they have saved 4 million. 3.5. Which in our statement hatujaambiwa iko wapi. So if it was business, then they did good by saving 3.5 and giving you 500.
But on your statement, Chair, I will contest from your statement of agents of 30,000. Because if you receive that imagination, it means you're bringing forth a discussion of agency fee, which means you've saved a lot of money. I condemn it.
I think, Chair.
Let me go to. I want to finish with Isaac, or you are on Isaac. We are still within the perimeter, within the fence of the questions applied by Honorable Isaac.
It was almost the same issue. On
okay, proceed. There are people who have gagged for long. That is why I want to go.
You can just go to the other honorable members.
No, I don't want that one to slip.
Chair, my issue was that it seems like even near where we are not also transparent the way the other team were not transparent. And maybe the CEO can be also transparent to us, because from his statement from the beginning was that he had a partnership. He was in partnership with those universities, that is Tampere University. It was very clear, and even from the other team the other time, we were told the same thing. So my issue was that, Chair, if it is true he got 500,000, then according to us as a committee, then it means that team, the one which is headed by Martim, it seems they have saved 3.5. We are not saying that you have saved. It is the other team. So that's what I wanted to make some.
No,
clarification on
Chair, through Chair, honorable member, I think it is not prudent to say we are not transparent like the other team. Honorable Chair, as I started by saying, let's be true to yourself and ourselves for the benefit of this program. And anywhere that you think I'm not truth by nature, please submit it by writing. Kindly, Chair. Are you able? Because we've had issues here. We've had issues. Hello? We've had issues that somebody somewhere is mixing us with other programs. And your statement is trying to inject a mark that is not ours, honorable member. And suddenly, we are not going to accept that. And if anything that is not truth, I request the honorable member to specify what is not true. And if you want something on a truth,
I think
perhaps we can submit by writing.
Yeah, qualify
Chair,
that.
you can give me time to clarify on that. And I think maybe there's a communication somewhere. Because what I was saying is that from the beginning, according to your statement, you are in partnership with those other universities, around 4 universities that you mentioned. And that is what we were told the other time, that there are some of the universities whereby they are paying their agents. I don't know if it is true. And that's what I wanted to ask, maybe through the chair. If it is true, sometimes some of the universities pay their own agents. I don't know. But my issue, Chair, was that the reason why I was saying that we are not transparent is that my first question was that what was the mode of payment when you are being given 500,000? Was it in cash, or it was deposited into your M-Pesa account, or to your account? It was a very simple thing.
You see, as I said, the money was deposited partly by check and partly by cash. Right? Is that clear? Number 2, honorable members, where the decision sits of appreciating our effort from your own able leadership from the county is not within my decision. And if you think appreciation or a token was not coming out in a manner that it is recognized, please recall the payment. Because we equally don't want and we are not interested. I hope I've made it very clear. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is fair enough.
Chair,
I'm not that. I was inaugurated not long ago as a community elder, and you are asking us that if we are not comfortable or we have thought otherwise, that the token of appreciation extended to you was not properly done. Then in that sense, you were saying that if you are not, if there is a contention, we can ask you to bring or turudishe ng'ombe yetu.
Yes.
Thank you. Let me go to let me accommodate Honorable Mary Goretti first.
I was not done.
You are not done. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please finish.
Okay. Thank you for your. I'm not yet done. Now, over the same, because I asked him about the token of money, and he has admitted having received $500,000, which is no problem. And he has also gone an extent and say, and he has been aware from now, those were the monies paid by the parents. 136 students, Mr. CEO, Max Global, to a tune of 4 million Kenyan shillings. That was misappropriated. Do you feel for the parents? As a parent, I believe you are a parent, and I believe you are a Kenyan. What is your take, Mr. Cornelius?
Honorable Mr. CEO, preserve that for your last submission. About when it comes to issues about feelings and those what have you, then I think you will save that for the last. Let me accommodate Honorable Mary Goretti.
Thank you, Chair. I want to say that I'm sorry I came late. We had a board meeting, and that's why I've come late. My name is Mary Goretti Boroswa, representing Kipsomba Ward, and also a member to this committee. First of all, I want to appreciate Mr. Cornelius for having taken time to be here with us today and also to give us information. My question is that I don't know what was your terms and conditions in engaging with Uasin Gishu County in actually giving that linkage as a company. Secondly, you said you took your time, you took your resources.
Through the chair, point of order. It is good that you have admitted you came late, but the CEO, Max Global, did clarify that there was no any formal engagement between Max Global and the county government of Uasin Gishu. He was only dealing for the institution, purely. Therefore, there is no any formal engagement with the county government.
Thank you, Chair. Over that, if that one has been cleared, he has said he's working for the institution purely. But I want you to confirm to us, how did it happen that as a worker to the institution, you were able to allow our students to be trained and facilitated to know Finnish language without any commission over the same? I want to believe that there is no institution here that runs without arrangement on terms and conditions. For example, you said you have a program that you normally charge if somebody is trained to know or to learn Finnish. What made you to allow the 136 to go through the program without payments? That is my question. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we accommodate Honorable Patrick Mayo?
Thank you, Chair. Mine is just to ask Mr. Cornelius, the CEO. Maybe somebody had asked that, but let me ask this. do students also go through your company to Finland for college or university, or just through the Wazingishu program? Number two, I just wanted to know, where do you receive your funding? How do you run these programs you have now that you don't receive anything from Wazingishu? Lastly, the money you received, 500. Did you receive any information or message telling you that this is appreciation, or it was just wired to you and the cash given and that was it?
The last one, he has handled it. Perhaps just be free to respond to issues that we've not touched. The others that we've touched, you don't need to go there again. Please proceed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member, through Chair. I just want to still mention something small on the appreciation. I don't think you are invoicing anybody that bring presents to your home. So certainly we are not focused on such. I think, Honorable Madam Goretti, we've answered the question of terms, which we don't have. Now, the Finnish language introduction program that we have, we've not done for all Wazingishu 106. We did only for 2 cohorts. And what compels us to do that is the nature of how you need to know Finnish language, especially when you are going there as a nurse. We've also realized introducing a Finnish language in Kenya, when somebody is still on the same environment, students tend to pick very quickly the basic. So it just introduce and climatize their thinking on a Finnish language. So that when they fly to Finland, when they read Finland, you see there will be a lot of things. There's a culture shock. There is issues to do with the, introduction of other programs. There's a lot of things will be running in their mind. There's the weather, if they are going there during the winter time and all sorts. So for them to pick language at that time may take some time, because they will need to have settled completely, and we're mapping around 3 months for them to begin, But if you do a basic introduction here, by the time they in Finland, they will easily learn. And actually, universities can even confirm that, because for vascular nursing, for instance, understand they learned there when they already know to speak Finnish. And these are teachers talking about it, not even us. So it means it really had value to the investment that the parents,
That was not my question. My question was, why did you decide to offer free Finnish introduction? Because you said from your submission, if I was listening well, you said we normally charge, but for the case of Wazingishu, you didn't do any charge.
No, I said we charge.
Yes.
But Wazingishu did not pay.
Now,
even asking.
Thank you. After Wazingishu not paying, what action did you take to ensure they paid?
Nothing. We follow up, but we didn't succeed, so we kept quiet.
Let me pick it from there, because something has popped up. There is an online classes going on now.
No, it depends. We are only doing particularly group that have been selected, and it is integrated.
No, I'm not putting that to you. It's just information, and I'm informing you that there are online classes going on now for the students who are yet to join universities in Finland. I want to know if you can be of help who is funding that online classes? Is it the county government of Uasin Gishu, or it's a free service from the other end, if you know?
Thank you so much, Chair, for asking that question. I think I almost forgot. That program is not ours. And that program is not done by any of our universities that we are partnering. And on top of it, I don't encourage. Pathway is a good program. Yes, but I don't encourage in this case.
Because I came up with that one, kindly allow me. You said you tried to follow the county to pay you for that. Do you have a written document that you presented to the county government to ask them to pay, and they have not honored that request from you? Do you have a written document or an email, whatever?
There is an email. And an extension of your question, before the student come and do their Finnish language, and let me still emphasize something here. These are students that are already getting the permit. We are just preparing them. Don't confuse with pathways that is going on. This is particularly group that have gotten the permit, they want to go. So we ask the county whether they are interested for them to have some basic Finnish. So the county government were the one sending the student on our request. But not, that request is special regards to us because we want them to learn basic Finnish. So, on that note, before they mobilize students to come and do their Finnish language, they are aware. So, I'm referring to your question on the follow-up of our service only, not a written request to pay. It's a follow-up on the service request. Because they already know that this service costs this much. I hope I'm clear, Honorable Goretti.
On the same chair, you had not entered to any formal engagement with the county government of Uasin Gishu. But here comes, from where you sit, it is important for them to get the basic. That is being a good father. And thank you. At what point and what agreement had you with the county government so that it enable you to do some follow-up for the payment? Kindly clarify.
Or maybe the payment is in form of token of appreciation.
No. And let me put it this way.
Yes.
You see, when these children land in Finland, we see the management of this program holistically. The impact, the integration, the appreciation of our Kenyan community who want to go and study in Finland. What is needed most, it is a gesture which under a special consideration for all the stakeholders to at least introduce our children. So the formalization of engagement with the county government on that fact is not really aligned with the Finnish language. So let's not confuse the two. It's just like when you take your child to high school and they are being subjected to physical education. Does it mean as a parent you have to engage a separate engagement for physical education? So honorable members, what I'm requesting, let's
Maybe
look at
through
these
the
things.
chair, through the chair, thank you. But in simple words, Bona Cornelius, for the county government to mobilize students to come at your place or at your institution for the basic, there must have been some engagement, whether informal or formal. How did it came about? Because from the beginning, you cleared the air that there was no any formal engagement with the county government. Where did it came?
Order. Order, Mary Goretti. You know, when you ask a question, it becomes the property of the house. So when you ask a question, Honorable Mary Goretti, then the question becomes, or the honor now is the house, and it is we are now owning that question, and we need some more information. I'll give you, but I want him to accommodate me in this. Mr. CEO, tell this house that online classes for the students who are going to finish universities are a creature of the agents and the county government of Uasin Gishu, and not the Finnish government. Let's start there so that we know what goes next.
Honorable Chair, when you talk about creature, is it legally visioned? You see,
whether legal or not, it's a creation of the county government of Uasin Gishu through its leadership and the agents supporting us for our students to be well in Finland. So that we want to separate universities in Finland with this program of online engagement. You know, we are not telling you that you are the owner, because maybe some other groups are managing it. But the question is, help us to know whether it is the business of the entire program, Finland versus Uasin Gishu, or it is a program or a creation between Uasin Gishu and the agents.
It is not a creation. That particular short Finnish language program, it is entirely creation, and it's a creature for Max Club. I'm not going to talk about a creature for university and a creature for Uasin Gishu County. This is something I saw. It is very, very important for, and out the reason why we had to come up like that is one. From our previous experience, we realized that our Kenyan students, some of them are very good in language. They learn the language very quickly. And some of them are very slow learners. So it reached a point whereby even universities was getting difficult to do work practice placement because
don't go far because justifying why it is important. I think we all agree that it is important. But now, since it's a creation of Max Global, what is your nature of engagement between Max Global, Uasin Gishu, and the students? Is it a service that attracts a fee, or it's just merely support from your side?
This is a service that attracts a fee.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Are you aware that our parents, the information within their knowledge is that this is an extension. This service is, in fact, they are saying wako shule tayari, and that the fees now is active. Are you aware of that?
Honorable Member, Honorable Chair, I'm not aware of such.
Thank you so much. Madam,
And on extension of that, Chair, allow me to also comment on this. When the student arrive on the premises where being trained, they normally register. We have an independent registry on that matter. So it means this is an independent process. We've not asked the county to register for us, and neither did we ask the university to register for us. It's a gesture that we want to ensure our students at least get acquainted on the side of language.
So in your submission, you are saying that that online class can proceed while the students are there, or it is good if done here as long as they have time.
Honorable Chair, Finnish language, when you start learning, you will continue learning. And when they reach in Finland, school, they have an independent Finnish program. But out of my experience, some of them are not speaking language highly. So we saw the need as part of the interest of us to ensure our students get something before they travel. And it's on our goodwill, on our good books. It is nothing that raise alarm about it. It is straight as it is.
Thank you. Mary Gorit, you should be finishing now.
Chair, I want to say that Mr. Cornelius is mixing as how. Because in the first place, he said the online thing that is going on is a good thing, but I would not encourage. Now he's saying that we saw the need to actually equip these learners with the Finnish before they travel.
Honorable Corretti,
so now it's actually confusing. That is one. Number two, you are a Kenyan. And you are aware that our Kenyan students do not know Finnish. As much as you would want to distance yourself from the same program, you are aware of that. And if you say that this is a program that was not actually involving the engagement between the Finnish government and the Finnish universities and the county government of Uasin Gishu, yet you are aware that our students, none of them knows, or most of them don't know about Finnish, or even to communicate in Finnish. How are you expecting the same students to join your universities without having known the language?
Honorable Chair and Honorable Corretti to the Chair, your statement is not picking the correct channel on my conversation here. Number one, the pathway program is not Finnish language class. So you got to separate the channels. The pathway program is not Finnish. One-man crash Finnish language program. It's a different. Where we are not implemented and we're not keen is the pathway programs. Number two, the program in Finland, all this need-based program is being taught in English. But they have a unit for them to learn Finnish. So, Honorable Corretti, through the chair, channel your questions to specific angles on how I'm bringing my submission.
Chair.
Uh,
Chair, I don't know if I was...
Order, Mary. Order, Mheshimiwa. Order. Unfortunately, Mr. CEO, you don't teach us how to conduct our business. And we are not in a class of English. It will service us if you say you've not understood, so that we work hard on our side to make you understand. Here, we are interested on facts. We are interested on substance of the entire process. I acknowledge that our students here, when they go there, they are taught in English. And decision to introduce Finnish language was so that their stay in Finland becomes easier. And when they engage their workstation, it becomes easier to communicate. And that we have appreciated, you've told us that this is a separate engagement from the program. We know where we shall handle it from where we are. Members, I want to draw your attention that we are towards the peak of our engagement with Mr. Cornelius. Perhaps I would want to hear last from my vice chair before I hand it over to you. Now, I think before I hand it over to you, that is where this is where now we talk about feelings, about love, about those things. Welcome, and for the records, we are joined by Honorable Natui from Ngenyelel, member, Honorable Chepchirchi Rebecca, Queenet Kapsuswa, member, and Honorable Caroline, member. We have Honorable Kapkea Evans, Tembelio Award, member, sorry, Honorable Juliet, not Caroline, and my apologies to that. Thank you so much. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair. My concern is about the online students. Those students who want to pull out from the program. We understand they are being asked that they are going to pay for that, and they are deducting their monies as they are withdrawing, and yet they were online. They have not been to Finland. So I don't know how that one is going to happen, Chair, because these people have been frustrated enough. Again, deducting their money from online classes, I don't understand, because that is a concern from a parent, and the people we represent, they are the one complaining, asking of the same.
There is if I may package that before I give it to my deputy chair, this online thing. You know, when you are in Finland, a lot of things happen here. So students were told that there is an online class going on. Please subscribe. Then they subscribe. And then they ask, how is this thing being managed? They say, this is now, you are proceeding with your classes. It's only that due to delay, but these classes were supposed to happen there. So you are proceeding on with classes. And that is to mean, now the school fees is active, is actively being engaged. The other day, a student wishes to withdraw because, if it's taken long, wishes to withdraw. anaambiwa sasa tutakata ya online classes. Naona mahali sasa tuko. So the 960 sasa tunatoa some amount because you've engaged already on online classes. We want to know if you may help us. Is there a law that attached that to this that compels a student to pay because I'm access online class? You can respond to that as so that we close this.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, for your question. And Honorable Member, and let me still repeat. I only took 136 students from Wasingishu. The rest of the program is not mine. And I will not comment on it. And I don't know who are they. I think the executive arm is able to handle that. Thank you.
Order. Let me give it straight to my vice chair. I handle the rest, vice chair.
Thank you. Mr. Cornelius, or the CEO, Max Global, I've listened to you keenly. I have followed what the current county government leadership has been talking about this program. Initially, I've served in this assembly, and I want to tell you for free that this county assembly was never involved in any arrangement of this. But as a people representative, we are here to try and get to hear what the petition that was brought in front of this honorable house. But you are saying, if I listen to you keenly, that it's a good program because currently there are people in your pipeline individually wanting to take the third and the fourth child. But this program that the county government entered into, and it is not transparent compared to Elgeyo Marakwet. As a citizen of this nation, what will, as your parting shot, what will be your advice to the current county government of Wasingishu? Because we have talked about the program not being transparent. For it to be beneficial to our students, to the great people of Wasingishu, what do we need to do? Because from your end you are saying, if followed well, it can be beneficial to our people. Where did we go wrong, and where do we need to put things right so that we don't kill this baby that you are calling is a good baby if taken care well? I think I would like him advise the current county government and the county assembly of Wasingishu so that going forward we don't find ourselves in the situation we are in. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chair, through Chair, honorable members. Let me put it this way. The transparency component came about because of such a situation that we are in Wasingishu County. It is not my judgment to place a name transparent to the county. It is based on the facts. Number two, this program is admitted under the governance and the respect that we have from the people of Finland. And therefore, for these programs to be effective and have the proper management that it deserves, one, we should be able to create transparency on legislation processes. If you are to open an account, for instance, that account should be managed by people subscribing in terms of the budgeting process or payment process. They should be part of that account. The same account should be legislated. The people running that account should start from director downwards. So that director, because these are people that permanent office. You should look an angle whereby there is a continuous sustainability component initiated through the legislation arm and executive arm. Because I remember when I came from Finland, I had the first meeting with the executive. And I asked them, to this account was legislated in the county assembly? I didn't get a clear answer. Perhaps no or yes. But this is something that I know. Honorable members, this honorable house, you know. Now,
on that, so that the follower, whoever is following, I did cleared that I am not a first timer here. I was re-elected. And I want to state categorically that the County Assembly of Uasin Gishu was never and was not involved in all these arrangements. Thank you.
Now, preferential number 2. These programs is program that will help our Kenyan people. There is a very strong element of bilateral agreements that was done between Kenya and Finland. So when we airlift a Kenyan person under this program to study and work in Finland, then everybody is involved straight from the word go. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Minister of Education, county governments, community as parents, and many other people. So we therefore need to legislate framework that will take care of this program to the highest level to attain a level of respect that is required. The effort that I've seen parents doing, they ought not to have done. These are community. These are people. We have leadership. Now the question that I'm posing to this house, what next? We have had all the sittings. Thank you, honorable members. What next? Are we able to advise the executive an immediate action plan? Are we able to legislate? Are we able to have a independent department to run this in the county? Are we able to have a budgetary committee to subsidize process of fee? What next, honorable members? So I therefore request this house to help us and move this noble project way forward, effective soonest. Thank you, honorable members.
Thank you so much, CEO, Mr. Cornelius. Now that you are the CEO of a company called Max Global, I want to give you an airtime of 2 minutes. To talk because now you are standing there before the Republic of Kenya, and specifically county of Western Gishu. I want them to know who you are, what do you do, in 2 minutes. But before you go there, because you've talked about what next, we have cohorts that are earmarked for transit to Finland for education, pending the visa applications and that much. Under this situation where we are in now, because you are talked so much about transparency, about how this needs to be handled, with the situation we are in now, and the programs that are in the pipeline, what could you advise us to do on what we call stop-cap measure? What would you advise us to do?
Thank you, Honorable Member and Honorable Chair, for the questions. First, we need to acknowledge and accept the situation where we are, which I think from your statement you acknowledge. We are in the crisis. Our children are in Finland. What we need to adopt immediately is to request this House with executive to open a separate account per cohorts and you open under public participation directed towards the parents, because they are the main stakeholder with this program. Their opinion should be counted first. Immediately after that, the account is open. I don't know which umbrella you're going to use, either trust fund account or any entity. That account has to be legislated and gazetted, form part of the law and the legal structure, and you formulate a management policy for this program. Thank you.
Given you, do you have anything to say?
Being director for Max Club, representing them as a CEO, we've created a lot of impact in this country in one way or another. And I've lived in Finland for more than 10 years. We have been able to emulate an ethical values that is looking at democracy, that is looking at community development, lastly, that is looking at everybody as an equal partner. We run 3 departments, a company, as I mentioned. Our socio-economic is very key to ensure we enhance the socio-economic framework, be it in any county integrated development plan that they are willing to work with us, or any other structure that is adaptable by law or by processes as required by the Constitution. Thank you very much.
Honorable members and our visitor, Mr. Cornelius, CEO, thank you so much for your time.
Chair, he never talked about the feelings you said about as a parting shot.
Now, I had reserved that, and I tactically wanted to evade that. But now that the member has insisted, now, Mr. Cornelius, and you've not given us your first name. Kiplagat, yes, I like that. Kiplagat. How do you feel now as a resident of this Republic of Kenya?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Yes. About this entire thing, about the mothers who are crying, about the parents who are really struggling, about the welfare of the children. Others are yet to go. They don't know whether they are going. You know, and others are there. They are told that their children cannot seek medical help because there is no insurance active. Kuna mzazi ameshikilia ng'ombe zake 3, mtoto akikuwa mgonjwa ause atume. Tunaongea kuhusu feelings. What do you feel as they have said as a parent, but I look at you as a brother, a senior brother, to elder brother to others. What are your feelings, and how would you want an intervention go their way? Thank you.
Honorable Chair, thank you so much, and honorable members. Without victimizing anyone, because I'm not in this house to victimize anyone or vindicate anyone, because I'm not a judge. It is sad to have a generated feelings from parents or from any other community person in Uasin Gishu to have any bad feeling about a noble program like this. It is a pity that I've really worked very hard to see how we solve this menace. It is sad to also realize that from you or from this house, perhaps allegation of losing your money. And I would want to encourage the community, the people of Uasin Gishu County. The ultimate beneficiary of this program is a parent and a student. The rest here is operational issue that we need to manage emotionally and enhance the trust. Then we'll be able to forgive each other. Let's not pick a fight to anyone. Maybe there was an error, maybe not, but let's engage in a manner that is so sober, so that you enhance transparency for us to manage the feelings of, because parents are really heartbroken. Majority of them are really heartbroken. And we want to bring it back. And as a leadership for this county, and honorable members, let's do all what we can, even if holding a seminar on this issue, to sort this mess. Kindly, let's do it. Thank you.
Do you offer support for individual members who would want to go to Finland for education?
Of course, I fully support that.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Honorable members, please allow us to end it there.
The issue of affidavit, when is he ready to bring to this assembly?
I think for the interest of the structure of affidavit, I ask your legal team to prepare. I'll come and sign.
Thank you so much.
No, I believe he's going to meet his own lawyer outside.
You do not ask us to write an affidavit on your behalf.
Sure.
You are the originator of the affidavit.
I know I am the originator of the affidavit. With a common interest. Of course, we can still submit the affidavit signed, really, from our lawyers.
Thank you so much.
But it's also prudent to have a draft before signature for your legal counsel to look at it.
Not really.
If not necessary,
Not necessary.
then I can submit deposit.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, an affidavit is a declaration from your side on what you want to say. You know, we will not lead you on what you want to say. We will see whether that services our interest. But thank you so much, honorable members. Thank you for holding that long time. Thank you for the engagements. Members from the gallery, some of you are petitioners, and I want to appreciate your dedicated follow-up to this matter. And you will also agree with us that we have handled this to the best of what our profession requires us to do. We can only promise that we will make recommendations based on the evidences submitted. Mr. Cornelius, thank you so much for, within your busy schedule, for having us today and shedding light on many issues that we had. I want to appreciate the Assembly as all for giving us the ample time to prosecute this matter. We, as honorable members, we are here to talk on behalf of the members of public who are all interested parties in this petition. And you will forgive us if we may have asked more than what you expected. It is because of the compelling reasons behind or from the members of public who are asking us that ask this question. You know, sometimes they want to be on this seat asking the same questions. But we are seated here collectively on their behalf to ask those questions. So far, we've known what this Finland business is about. We will be able to make a fair judgment, consideration on what really happened. And also to note whether there were gaps and whether there were errors of commissions or of missions in this whole thing, so that at the end of the day, we need to tell the public that this is what came to our hand. We prosecuted it this way. It went through this progress, and this is the output. This is the product out of all the raw materials that we had, so that we inform the public on how future engagements on this matter can be addressed better. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, members of public. Thank you. I'm seeing some petitioners. You know, at some point, it was reported here that nyinyi ni wakora who are here to tarnish the image and the form of Uasin Gishu. But perhaps after giving you that airtime and prosecuting this matter, we are yet to conclude on your conduct. We are yet to conclude. So this committee ably will be able to handle that and separate fiction from facts. And thank you so much for helping us to reach that decision. Honorable members, to this end, I think we are concluding on the hearings of this matter. The next, we are going to do a report so that we are done with this business. And for being with us on all that time, I want to appreciate, to say thank you on behalf of the committee and the assembly. On behalf of the speaker and the leadership of the assembly, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, our secretariat, who have been with us all this, supporting us with the necessary material to run this affair. I want to thank you. Thank you so much, our legal advisor, who have been tireless and has never missed any proceeding of this house. I want to appreciate you. Also, together with my able vice chair, you are a resource to this assembly. You know, he told you that he was re-elected, not the second time. Not the third time, but he's here the fourth time. So he's a very senior member of this committee, of this house. And we appreciate you, Honorable Francis, together with the members, for your articulative handling of issues. I want to say thank you. Tea is served. I will accommodate all of us today, since there will be no other tomorrow for this. You're all welcomed. And honorable members, this meeting stands adjourned. Thank you.
Chair, while you go out, we were